Imagine finding out that for every hour you spend actually coaching a client, you're burning like 15 to 20 minutes just, I don't know, copy pasting calendar links or drafting those awkward, hey, were we still on text messages?
Oh, yeah. Manually logging post-session notes, too. It's brutal.
Right. And it might not feel like a lot in the moment, but if you add that up over a year, that is nearly an entire month of your life just completely lost to data entry.
It really is. I mean, it's this staggering hidden tax on independent professionals. You get into this line of work because you want to help people, right? You want to solve complex problems and genuinely change lives.
Exactly.
But instead, you just end up acting as this part-time, highly stressed administrative assistant for your own business.
Yeah, and that is exactly the pain point we're tackling today. So, welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Whether you are a coach, a consultant, or, just someone frantically trying to optimize your daily workflow so you can actually breathe. This deep dive is built specifically for you. Okay, let's unpack this. We are looking at a single, really fascinating source document today. It details a system that's simply called automate appointment scheduling. And our mission here is to dissect exactly how this blueprint promises to not just save you time, but fundamentally transform how you actually engage with your clients.
Right, and we really do need to look at this as a blueprint, not just, a list of software features. The document details an automated engine that handles the entire life cycle of an appointment.
Yeah.
But the underlying philosophy is really what makes it compelling. I mean, it's designed to reclaim your mental energy.
Well, let's start right there with the core problem this document addresses.
Yeah.
It specifically calls out coaches and consultants who are just manually grinding through appointment reminders and follow-ups. And the text uses a very deliberate phrase. It says, this manual work takes away from the time professionals can devote to their clients.
Yeah, that word devote carries a lot of weight here.
It does, right?
Yeah. It underscores that administrative tasks aren't just a physical drain on the clock. They're an attention drain. I mean, when you are constantly worried about whether a Zoom link actually went out, you're not fully present. You aren't devoting your cognitive resources to the human being sitting right across from you.
It's like being a master chef, but spending half your shift just washing the dishes and setting the tables. You're exhausted before you even start cooking.
That is a perfect analogy. Yes.
But okay, the emotional drain makes sense. The document, though, makes a highly specific quantitative promise. It claims that by deploying this automation, you will save 3 hours per week. And let me push back on this premise just a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
Sure, the math is easy. 3 hours a week, or 50 working weeks is 150 hours a year. But does a solo professional actually reinvest those scattered, 20-minute blocks of saved time into high-value work? Or do they just use that extra time to scroll through social media or check the news? I mean, does the source actually prove this fundamentally changes a business, or is it just a theoretical time save?
Well, what's fascinating here is that the text specifically highlights this isn't just about raw minutes. If you just look at it as scattered minutes, yeah, it's incredibly easy to squander. But the value is in the elimination of context switching.
Wait, what do you mean by context switching?
So every time you stop deep, focused work, say, preparing a complex strategy for a client to go send a quick reminder text, your brain has to shift gears.
Oh, right.
And studies in cognitive science show it takes significant time to get back into a state of flow after an interruption. It's not instant. So saving 3 hours of purely administrative work might actually rescue 10 hours of deep focus work. The text specifically frames this as reallocating your resources back to high-value work. It's giving you back continuous, uninterrupted blocks of time.
Okay, so it's less about finding an extra 3 hours to cram in more busy work and more about protecting the boundary around the work that actually generates revenue.
Exactly. You're taking your most precious resource, your attention, away from robotic tasks and giving it back to human connection.
Wow. Okay, reclaiming those hours sounds fantastic in theory. But to understand how this actually happens in the real world without completely dropping the ball on your clients, we need to look under the hood.
Right, the mechanics.
Yeah. How does the system actually get off the ground? Because automation isn't magic, right? It requires infrastructure.
It does require infrastructure, yeah. But what is notable about the setup requirements outlined in the document is just how accessible they are. It doesn't ask you to migrate to some massive, expensive new